Ain't hard to tell. I don't know what I'm doing some days. I just came from a Tech Nine featuring just like six other artists, and it was cool. I liked it, but I just stare open mouthed and dumbfounded, like man. There's a lot going on there, a lot to unpack. I'm no expert. I'm also no expert when it comes to Webby, but the messaging, the ideas, the songs, and his, well, just the fact that he threw a little love this way within the form of comments and acknowledgement can do no wrong. Ain't hard to tell. He's going to stay on my favorites list for a long time. Chris Webby, ain't hard to tell.
Doctor said that I'm unwell, something about my mental health. While I'm sitting here right in the mirror, talking to myself. So the water voices in my head, I wish you well. Think I might need help, but that ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell, I done came this far and I fought like hell. Fuck it, just another notch on this bell. On the loose, better call in help. Yeah. See me in the zone, young, Bourdain, and parts unknown. Following in footsteps, leading me to Rome. Voices in my head, at least I'm not alone. Yeah, they think I'm losing my touch and they've been calling me nuts. But when they see me pulling up, they wanna walk in with us. And I don't even give the smallest part of all of a fuck. I'm only up my medicine cause I took all of it at once. Yeah, I've been off in the maze and I've been lost on the map. Talk to the man in the mirror, he gon' talk to me back. So even if the asylum is where I ought to be at, I'm feeling like $1 million in cash. Yeah. Doctor said that I'm unwell, something about my mental health. While I'm sitting here right in the mirror, talking to myself. So the water voices in my head, I wish you well. Think I might need help, but that ain't hard to tell. Yeah, said that ain't hard to tell.
Now, I think I saw a couple comments about being out here, or I think it's beautiful footage. Let's go with that. I thought I saw him comment about that. Oh, look at that. This is some panoramic vistas behind him there. Just saying.
That ain't hard to tell. Yeah, said that ain't hard to tell. Ooh, said that ain't hard to tell. All the voices in my head, I wish you well. Think I might need help, but that ain't hard to tell. Nah, they all see that I ain't sane. But hey man, say la vie. Put some miles on the tank, but I ain't on E. Got that gravel in my voice, but I stay on key. Got a loose screw, I view the truth through. The headliner's here, so cue the news crews. And the only clock I got's a cuckoo. Still I'm keeping it 150 like Mewtwo. Oh well, hell, it ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell while I'm talking to myself. Hell, it ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell that I lost brain particles and a few of my marbles. Losing train of thought and forget I'm like Sarah Marshall. Think half of my head is hollow. I need some sense I can borrow. Or fuck it, I'll pop a Xanny and try this again tomorrow. And you're all welcome to follow. Doctor said that I'm unwell, something about my mental health. While I'm sitting here right in the mirror, talking to myself. So the water voices in my head, I wish you well. Think I might need help, but that ain't hard to tell. Yeah, said that ain't hard to tell.
Every now and then I hear a little piece of music and I'm like, man, I should look into. I made a movie once. You look into getting rights to something. You're like, hey, I'd like that to represent. I'd like to. I need help. That ain't hard to tell. Is a pretty, I would say, pretty reoccurring theme for individuals nowadays. I don't think Webby's the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Hey, any of this seem familiar at all? I guess admitting it's the first the first step. But it's a powerful step.
Something about my mental health. While I'm sitting here right in the mirror talking to myself. So the water voices in my head, I wish you well. Think I might need help, but that ain't hard to tell. Yeah, so that ain't hard to tell. Ooh, so that ain't hard to tell. All the voices in my head, I wish you well. Think I might need help, but that ain't hard to tell.
I've been trying to keep them a little shorter lately. Plenty of long-winded Webby reactions on the channel. It ain't hard to tell that I got a little place in my heart for the artist, and that's it. I just like his material. He is gonna be the one of the foundational points that I make today. A bunch of love coming for this I Am May Carmageddon. And I like the Aussies, but there's a handful of comments talking about how it's fresh, and I would say right here, right now is a good time to point out that if you're writing your cancel culture, the world is confusing and petty song, the end of 2024 right before 2025, you're actually late to the party. And I think we're going to point that out today. No disrespect. I mean, it was all cool, right? But you've got artists like Webby who have been slinging, let's just say, controversial, cancel culture worthy lyrical content for a lot of years. So when your favorite brand new artist who does it the way you like does it, and you're like, oh, this is so fresh. Is it? Is it really? Or is it that you're taking credit for all the work other artists putting in, saying the words, whether you like to hear them or not, they keep using the words that are cancelable on one side and just slightly questionable on the other. But it turns out that boundaries get pushed all the time. I'd say Webby is very good at that. And the delusion that calling out the crappy state of, let's say, tribalism in 2025. You just late to the party, honey. That's it. Welcome to the game is what the takeaway from the whole thing will be. But it's going to start out with, I guess you never heard of Webby, huh? You never heard of Samson, huh? We go in there next. And you want to talk about saying things the way they need to be said? Join me over on X for the 6 cents, and you'll see. But it ain't hard to tell. I got a little passion about running my own mouth, and but maybe coming up with an idea that's worth hearing at the same time. So who knows? I know this is the year we're getting a little ADHD merch coming this way. I'm fishing around for an A$AP Rock album, and I think some Webby attire might be appropriate for this guy. A couple of the other artists that I got on the wall or got merch from, I'm just getting tired of the bitching and complaining and the crying and the beefing. And hey, if that's how you want to do your thing, do your thing. I just can come back when it's all over. It ain't hard to tell. I ain't got a lot of tolerance for petty bullshit. It's tainting the world constantly. You don't have to embrace it. Later.